Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting Minecraft video. I am Tyken, and today I'm gonna own your face off with redstone science. Oh yeah. Anyway, after my defeat in the redstone wars, it's slightly official, I decided to show you all how awesome my inventions can be if applied in an epic sense, although I kind of agree that I did not exactly pull off the epicness as well as I should have. But anyway, to show how epic my farm designs really are, I decided to kind of show it off. First of all, this thing is massive. I decided to basically, copy and paste it over and over again. This isn't even nearly as big as it possibly could be, so there's still lots of potential for that. The smallest design right here, and forgive me, this is my test world, so I have bunch of other stuff I've been working on over there. This is the absolute smallest design there is. I've tweaked it and modified it and improved it a lot since the original design. So, it's a lot more smaller, a lot more modular, and you don't have too many issues. This design, you can make it as short as you want, but this one goes up to, I believe, 14 blocks, which, if you know anything about redstone, 14 is basically where it ends. Anything past that, it's dead. So this is literally the longest it can be without starting a completely second row. So this is a massive farm. Anyway, the interesting thing about this particular farm as well is that it's realistic in the sense that it doesn't use a bunch of crazy tricks that only redstone experts know, and not only that, but it uses a realistic amount of redstone. As you can see here, I alternate it between redstone pointing at the pistons and redstone repeaters. That way you're not wasting, a bunch of redstone to do this. Pretty much simple. The only thing is, you can choose which is your input and output. You can face this any way you want. But basically, let me go ahead and show this off. When you want to connect it to the top, you're going to put a repeater right at the end, and then you're going to put a block right here, and then do the little redstone trick where it goes up, and then you just continue from there pretty much. Then, you can probably do this a number of different ways. This one, I'm going to go ahead and do it like this. This one would provide power to this top block, and this repeater is going to get power from it. For the top part, you're going to want to have either redstone torch itself or a repeater here to make sure you get it the full, 14 length. And then it's as simple as adding this across the top. That is if you only want one layer. It's slightly different if you want it modular going all the way up like that one. But like I said, the main point of this design is it's simple, it's completely modular, so you can make it as big or as small as you need it to be. Like this one farm, this one little node right here is probably bigger than anyone needs, and you don't even need to make it complicated with like water trenches or anything. You can just walk to the side, pick it all up, you're done. In fact, you could probably take off this top piece altogether if you don't want to do any side parts. But let's go ahead and activate this. Let me show you how it works. Pull this back a bit. Let's go ahead and grab a lever, and bam. Huh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why isn't it going all the way there? Something's definitely wrong here. For some reason the redstone isn't going all the way. Oh, duh. I just realized it's because I brought this line out. There you go. Okay, that was stupid of me. I apologize. But let's go ahead and show this again how it works. Pushes up, and then the top ones push the produce to the sides. The reason I messed up was because I forgot you need to put a repeater right at the beginning of this thing, or redstone torch, to make sure it goes all the way through. Like I said, it only goes up to 14, so you're pushing it by going the entire 14 lengths, but it is possible, as obviously shown. Let's go ahead and show off the big model. But as you can see from this little thing, you can get up to, or is this 15 long? I think it's 15, my mistake. 14 was the original length, but I got like an entire stack of melons and a quarter of a stack of pumpkins just from that, so let's go ahead and make this day again. Anyway, this thing, well, I made this mostly glass so you can pretty much see. It's pretty much the same thing repeating over and over. I'll show you the modular design is slightly different. Instead of having the redstone come across the very top right here, it goes through the middle one block above, and it has the repeaters. I'm not exactly sure how, but the repeaters activate the bottom ones too. So, yeah, I don't know. So pretty much instead of doing the one line all the way across the top, you add an entire platform, one thick but 5 wide, and then going all the way back. And then just across the top, you put the same as the bottom wiring there, is repeaters on the ends, and then redstone alternating between the middle. And it continues the same way up and up. As you can see, this looks incredibly complicated, but it's a very simple design, and it works really well. To get power to each floor, it's pretty much the same as well. Using the torches, you make sure to get power from the off block, like this one is powering this one. Well, unpowering it right now, but if it was powered, it would push it through the repeater and go through there. And then along here is the same with the top. Wait, for some reason, I forgot to put a repeater right there. Oh, no, I put a torch there instead. That's what it was. Pretty much the same thing, but you know, torches require less materials than repeaters, so I decided to go with that approach. Multiple different tips and tricks you can use. This is all pretty much powered by a single switch, or button rather. For this design, I tested it. You don't actually need water, but water drastically increases the growth rate. Like, I tested it a couple of times. Like, without water, I got 6 melons and 2 pumpkins, and then I got with water 5 melons and 8 pumpkins. And then the next result was 3 and 3, and then 6 and 6, I think. So basically, it's a much higher result, and adding water isn't that difficult. There's multiple ways you can do this. I decided to go with the minimalistic approach simply because I know a lot of you aren't going to want to use a bunch of signs or other stuff, all kinds of little tricks. So like I said, I made this as simple as possible, so pretty much any person, any day person could, make this relatively easy. But let's go ahead and show off the inside. As you can see, I fixed the problem in the middle where I would put glowstone over the water. The water, like I said, hydrates a 9 by 9 radius starting from the center of the water, but basically 4 blocks in any directions from the center of the water. Basically, one in the center here will literally hydrate all of these and this one. So basically, this one pillar hydrates both farms perfectly fine. However, I added additional ones for the outskirt ones as well. So anyway, the water goes down here. This is the water drop zone. Depending on how long you make these, you can make these shorter to make the waters much easier to work with. But down here, I put signs on the pistons and then one sign directly under it to catch the water. I don't think it would matter too much, but I don't want to screw up the streams or anything, so I end it there. In theory, you could probably end it right here instead, but you can't really put signs on the dirt because the dirt pushes up. I did put fence gates originally, but fence gates, as well as pretty much any other style of door, is glitched. So if there's a block next to it that updates, it closes or opens. So it would, block produce. So right now the signs are the best approach. If Jeb or whatever fixes it in the future, you can change that. Anyway, they pretty much all route into a single water stream. Let me go ahead and show you some of the more advanced features, but first, I think I covered everything about this design. Like I said, you can make it as big, as small as you want. You can make it as small as one of those designs. Like that design over there is basically one row. And as you can see here, I made it really tall. You could pretty much double this even, stacking it even taller. And then you can put another design directly behind it. You can pretty much continually stack this and move it any way you want, hence the modular design. And I really like modular ability because, like I said, at any point in time, if you ever discover you need more, you can just add another row. Pretty simple. Anyway, this particular design has a lot of advanced features. I have my control panel here. First of all, you have the harvest and collect button. It's pretty much all in the same thing. You press it, it harvests everything, and then you press it again, and it pushes everything up to you with a convenient little elevator. Because most farm designs, you have to crawl down and pick things up. And this is my own little elevator, or item elevator design. Anyway, I have the Route 2 button, or lever. Basically, when you switch this, all the items flow to another collection point, which is there in this case. And then you have the fiery death switch. When you flip that on, all of your collected produce burns in a fire. Just say, like, mostly for cactus farms, but just say you harvested, or you didn't need that much, or you just want to clear out your farm for any particular reason, but you don't care about the produce. You just switch the button and it all burns with fiery death. Anyway, let's go ahead and show this off real quick. For convenient purposes, I disabled the side two nodes, meaning the only one that's working right now is the middle one, because I tested this off camera and I got excessive lag issues. And I'm still probably going to lag a bit just from this, but let's go ahead and see what happens. You can see it activating, and it does activate even though you see it may skip. It's just lagging that much on the screen. Anyway, a few other things while we wait for that. Like I said, they flow through here. You get some missed produce, but it's only watermelon slices. Like, they get caught up on sides sometimes. It's really weird. It's never really enough to matter, but you do lose produce no matter how hard you try, because I've tried tweaking this so many different times. Anyway, another thing you could do in theory, if you're cheating, you could put not glass, ice on the bottom of the water streams, which would push the items to you much faster. However, unfortunately, since Silk Touch has been gimped, the only way to really get ice is by hacking. But anyway, you can pretty much look down here and see your produce flow in here, but it's probably already flowed here already. So let's go ahead and activate the button again, and it should push it right up to you. Unfortunately, sometimes, I have no idea why, the items like to get stuck on some of the pistons down there. I really don't know what the problem is. Sometimes it works perfectly, sometimes it doesn't. I may have to try. Like, it gets stuck right there on the piston. Don't know why. Anyway, the elevator could definitely use some work. I just added it as a feature. I definitely need to fix it more. But let's go ahead and test out the other features. But it's getting dark because it's raining, so let's fix that. Let's go ahead and use the Route 2 button, or switch rather. Basically, what I plan to do for this is I'm going to have multiple different farms. I'm going to have pumpkin farm, wheat farm, pretty much every kind of farm there is. And I'm going to eventually want it to route to a single collection zone. Basically, there's going to be a master control room with a single button that will harvest every single farm at once and deliver it all to a single location. Although that may be too idealistic, considering that would cause a lot of lag. Anyway, basically the point is you can have any farm, like you can do like one master switch where every farm does it, or you can have it where a single button harvests whatever farm remotely, or multiple different farms. Like, you can flip a multitude of different switches. Like, just say you want your cactus farm, your mushroom farm, and your wheat farm, but you don't want your pumpkin and melon farm. You can even have pumpkins and melons separate if you wanted. You can just flip the switches for each different farm, and then press one button and it'll collect just the farms you selected. Okay, let's go ahead and show this off real quick. Let me go ahead and throw some watermelons and then some pumpkins. This is my little test hole where it's basically this. Oh my God! The center of. Why am I stuck? The center of the collection point where it flows there. Okay. So instead of going to this one, it should be going to this one now. So let's go ahead and drop down here, and yeah, everything's collected here now. I have a couple of, well, I'll show it off more in a second. But let's go ahead and test out the fiery death button. This doesn't reroute at all. It should still flow this way, but instead of, going to the collection elevator, it should go into a pit of fiery death. So let's go ahead and throw some water, or not pumpkins, and pistons, and watermelon. And we'll wait a couple of seconds. You can see none of the produce is actually going to the elevator. So let's go ahead and go down there and show you what's up. Here we go. This is the elevator design. It's pretty big. And like I said, it works perfectly fine, but sometimes it just doesn't want to collect the items. I have no idea why. Like, it gets stuck on the piston itself. I don't understand. But as you can see, this piston, a hidden piston right here, pulls out a dirt block, and directly under it there's a sign with a pit of fire underneath. And basically what this does is it instantly drops all the items into the fire and burns them. So yeah, there's the fun part with that. Let me go ahead and show the other switch, although in theory I could have just pulled them both. Let's just go ahead and close this for now and open this one. Okay, back down here. It's pretty much the exact same trick of sorts. Right here, it pulls back this piston with also another sign. It drops into a little water stream right here. Well, it holds back the water from this stream with a sign, and then there's a separate stream directly under here, and it basically reroutes all the items to a different location. Like I said, the main purpose of that is if you want to have a master collection point as well as a single collection point. You can either go to each farm separately and collect them from each different farm, or you can have one master harvest location, which I plan to do with my secret laboratory. The reason I pretty much am testing all this out and getting it optimized and working is simply because the hour of my secret laboratory is near, and I want to have all of my farming inventions and all of my inventions in general working tip-top shape and knowing how I'm going to do it before I actually start. But that's pretty much all the interesting features of this particular design. It's going to get much more advanced once I actually add a control room for all of the different farms. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun times. Let's go ahead and test this one more time, just because I feel like that could have been a fluke with the pistons. 'Cause sometimes it, like I said, sometimes it works flawlessly. Sometimes it just wants to screw up. I'm not sure if there's a Southwest rule or what, but like I said, you can see the produce actually being collected. Oh yeah, I forgot. It harvests first. Oh well, let's go ahead and just do this now. And see, works perfectly fine. And you just walk up and collect it, and you're done. Just sometimes it likes to get stuck. Simple way to fix that is just simply flush it out again, press the button twice, and bam, flushes all the way through. But yeah, that's it for my invention, my epic melon/pumpkin farm, and of course I'm going to be doing many other epic farms, including mushroom, wheat, pretty much everything, using the very simple designs of the farming techniques I used in the Redstone Wars. It's all going to turn out into this one big epic farm. But I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you all look forward to my other epic farms, and I'll see you guys next time.